Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 4 of the Avyx Podcast. My name is Sherif Khairy, and man, let me fucking tell you, it's good to be back. How are you guys? I've missed you so much. Not really. I've been working in the background, doing some shit for next video, doing some shit for Avyx, planning on our 2020 schedule and all that fun stuff. But it's good to be back. Before before we fucking jump into the topic, let me just do this because I know you guys are gonna ask. Ian Tillinghast is not with us on this episode, at least. If you guys don't know, recently I moved to Buffalo and Ian moved somewhere else. I don't know if he wants me to share that location, so I will not share it. But Ian and I don't live together anymore. Actually, we haven't lived together since freshman year of college, but we were both in Buffalo at the time. So it's been kind of hard trying to schedule episodes with motherfucking Tillinghast, but I promise you he will be on season 4. Don't worry, don't get your fucking panties in a bunch. Just for now, today's episode you have like little old me. I hope you guys are okay with that. I know last season it was just me, but we'll get more guests rolling on. Brian Rosen will be back, Ian Tillinghast will be back, the crew will be back. But today you just got little old me. It's been a while. Season 1, 2, and 3 of Avyx are all out. You can go watch the episodes. Fucking consume your brain with our stupid, dumb knowledge and antics. Okay. So, I always say this, but Avyx really did start off as like a little project Ian and I just did for fun. It was a way for us to just chat, catch up. But man, is this fucking fan base strong, because Avyx does not have that many subscribers, but our views are like way over the amount of subs we have, which I guess in YouTube world is a good thing, so thank you for that. Next video is also coming back in February. We have a short film coming out very soon. I'm not sure if next week announced the release date yet, but it will be out soon. So to kick off season 4 of Avyx, I figured I'd go back to the roots of season 1, episode 1, where Ian and I discussed the PlayStation 4 Pro. So today's topic is actually going to be about the next generation of consoles. We're going to get a little bit techie here because we haven't done it in a while. Not going over specs and all that shit, because no one really gives a fuck about that. You can look that up on Google. I just want to kind of give you my predictions of next generation with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And yeah, we'll discuss a little gaming topics. We'll maybe discuss a little bit about stuff Nintendo has going on for the Switch. And yeah, let's just fucking jump right into it. So, we all know at the 2019 Game Awards, not the best, but also not the worst, Microsoft revealed their next generation console called the Xbox. That's it. It's called the Xbox. I know this one is called Xbox Series X, but I think Phil Spencer pretty much confirmed like it's just called Xbox, the brand, and then Series X is going to be their most powerful console. I assume they're going to make an Xbox Series S, which is probably going to be the more affordable, probably all digital, maybe even cloud-based console. But personally, I think it's going to be an all digital console. With the Xbox One, we had the Xbox One S and Xbox One X. And obviously, we all know the One S was their cheaper option. And then I think they did have a One S all digital edition. Fucking huge missed opportunity on that, Microsoft. They really could have made the console slimmer, sleeker. Instead, they kept the same Xbox One S design, which is fine, but the components are a lot smaller now that it's not disc based. So I feel like they could have revamped the design on that one, but fuck it, dude. You know what? Fuck it. Personally, I think they're definitely gonna launch with an Xbox Series X and an Xbox Series S. Well, price wise, I'm assuming the Series X will probably be around $500. I don't think they want to go more than that. Maybe 550 if you motherfuckers are feeling risky, you know. But I think the sweet spot is $500, even if it means Microsoft takes a loss on the console. And as for the Series S, I assume it's probably going to be around the 350 price range. Super early to tell. I predict that they're probably going to show that console off at E3 along with the price and all the games they have ready for launch, which is holiday 2020 for both Microsoft and Sony. As for the PlayStation side of things, recently we have been getting a lot more information. Like I said, Sony officially revealed the logo, which was no surprise. And I saw a lot of people mad about that on social media, which was kind of strange because what the fuck did you expect? I mean, I 100% expected that logo. It wasn't even a surprise to me. There've been like a bunch of YouTubers that have made like concepts of that logo, and it pretty much looks exactly like the one Sony revealed. So I wasn't shocked. I wasn't mad. I was just like, yeah, that's kind of what I fucking expected. The first game for the PlayStation 5 I think is Godfall. I think they showed that. No, they did show it at the Game Awards. I don't know why the fuck I keep saying that. I think I fucking know this shit, dog, because I'm smart as shit. The first game announced is Godfall. Recently I saw people getting mad about like the footage, because not mad, but just like I guess they expected more out of next gen, but I think the developer shared on Twitter that it's 1 year old PC footage. So don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm sure we're gonna see like really great visuals from both consoles. And to be fair, it's through the internet, so a lot of compressing goes on. I kind of want to go over my predictions for like games prices for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So I think I'll start with Microsoft. Like I said earlier, I think the Series X will be 500, and then maybe they'll announce a Series S around 3 to 350. And launch games, I'm expecting a Forza. I know they're working on a Halo, probably a new. I don't think they'll launch with a Halo or a Gears. I think we're gonna get Forza, bunch of third party games from EA, Activision, Ubisoft. Maybe that new Assassin's Creed that I've been hearing about. Maybe this is a smaller title, but maybe a new Lucky's Tale, because I think they need that like family game. So maybe a Super Lucky game. Shit, Microsoft, you really got no. Ooh, if they're feeling risky, maybe a new Ori game might come out. Just like a small indie title for the Series X. Something pretty, something artsy for them to show off. And other than that, I don't really think Microsoft has like any strong first party title. Like I said, a lot of the Xbox exclusives are now also available on PC, but console wise, I don't see any major first party announcements. They did buy a bunch of studios. I know Ninja Theory is working on like 3 games, like Bleeding Edge, the new Hellblade 2, and they were working on another project, something about mental health. I saw the trailer for that. Can't remember the name, but it looked pretty interesting. And but I guess out of those 3 titles, maybe Hellblade 2 will be a launch. That would be a big launch title though for the Xbox Series X. The controller, I like the fact that they haven't changed much, because honestly I think the Xbox One controller is pretty much perfect. I really like how it feels. It's comfortable to hold. The battery lasts a while, so I'm kind of happy they didn't change much. All they really added was like a capture button. Design I think looks really nice. I've heard that it's a lot smaller than people think it is, which is good. And I think people mock and say it looks like a fridge or like a mini PC tower. I feel like it's coming to the point where consoles, if for the amount of power they want the Series X to have, I feel like that was kind of what they had to do. At least in terms of like cooling for the console, that was probably their best way of designing it. I've seen a bunch of leaks with like the back of the console that has like all the outputs, like HDMI inputs, all that other shit. I haven't really looked at the leak much. From what I can tell, is it's super clear, so it wasn't shot by a potato. But I think they got rid of that HDMI out port, so I don't think you don't have to do that TV shit that they were doing with the Xbox One, which is fine. I don't give a fuck about that. Didn't see anything about a Connect port, which is good. Fuck Connect, as you all know, fuck Connect. And yeah, overall, I really like what Microsoft's been doing. I feel like after that fucking massive L they took back in 2013, they kind of need to get their shit straight this year if they want the Series X to launch well and perform well. But yeah, I'm excited for Microsoft's console. Like you all know, I'm more of a PlayStation guy just because I feel like the exclusives there speak more to me. So with that being said, let's hop into some like PS5 predictions. I've seen the dev kit. Fuck, that's. I've seen that, and there's no fucking way the actual console is gonna look like that, because dev kits are for developers. It's pretty much just them testing out their games. That's literally all it is. The software is very minimal, not much you can do. For people that are like, ew, that's an ugly design, that's not what the actual console is gonna look like. So calm the fuck down, you goddamn nerds. It's probably gonna look more aligned, similar to the original PS4. I was gonna say PS4 Slim because I saw a recent leak with like kind of like how you fucking twist an Oreo, looked like a PS4 twisted, and people were saying that was the PlayStation 5. I don't think that will be the design. Even if it is, I actually didn't think it looked that bad. I know a lot of people were mad about it, but I don't know. I didn't fucking mind it, but it does look very similar to a PS4 Slim, so I kind of want them to change up the design. I don't expect anything too drastic. Sony's always been really good about like just having clean console designs. I've heard the DualShock 5 is not a lot bigger, but slightly bigger than the PS4. I don't know if it'll have back buttons, because I know Sony recently released a back attachment to the DualShock 4. If they are gonna do something like that for the PlayStation 5, I'd imagine it'd be a controller sold separately, but I don't think it would come with every PS5 console. I think the touchpad is still there, which is unfortunate because I'm not really a huge fan of the touchpad on the DualShock 4. But if games are going to be backwards compatible, I guess they kind of have to do that. I know the Series X is probably going to be compatible with all Xbox One games, and then the 360 and original Xbox games that are already made for the Xbox One console. PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility, I definitely expected to play every PS4 game. Don't think it will play PS3, PS2, and PS1 games. I think those will be made available on the PlayStation Store digitally. Blah, blah. I can't imagine they go through all that, especially with the PS3 cell processor. That must be a fucking pain, and the console would be pretty pricey if they did something like that. Also, because I've been hearing rumors that the PS5 might be cheaper than we expect, like $400, similar to the PlayStation 4 launch, which would be a fucking killer price tag. Holy shit. $400 for a PS5 at launch would be fucking awesome, but I also wouldn't be mad at $500. They definitely won't do something like Microsoft, where they would release a more affordable, cheaper all digital console. I think they're just gonna release one standard PS5 console, which is good. I think for Microsoft, I don't know, from a consumer's perspective, I tend to look at the more pricey console just because I know I'm going to be getting the best out of that. So if they were to launch a Series S and a Series X the same day, same day, I think I just go with the Series X because I'm like, fuck it, why not just spend the extra like 200, 150 and just get the better console. So I'm kind of happy that Sony's just doing one console that consumers will just like buy. As of game wise, I think we should probably be expecting, funny enough, a knack 3 because I think they need that family title. Like I said, for Microsoft, that might be Lucky's Tale, but I think for Sony could be a knack 3. I don't see them making a Little Big Planet 4 just because I know Media Molecule is still working on Dreams. I don't think that game's even out yet, which is insane because they've spent a lot of time. Um, I can see an Act 3, possibly a new Horizons, but I wouldn't be surprised if that hit 2021. So maybe a Horizons 2, a Act 3, maybe a Spider-Man 2, but that's kind of reaching it. Obviously, they'll have all the third-party games, same as the Series X. Maybe a Gran Turismo, because we haven't really gotten a major Gran Turismo title for the PlayStation 4, so I think that'd be a pretty cool PlayStation 5 launch game. I like the PS5 controller. Like I said, I think the Xbox One definitely had the best controller, at least compared to the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. But I also really did like the DualShock 4. It's comfortable. Not as comfortable as the Xbox One controller, but I like it. I fucks with it. Design, we have no fucking clue. I'm assuming Sony's definitely gonna hold like some type of conference like they did for the PlayStation 4, since they're not gonna be at E3, so they kind of have to do their own separate conference and possibly a Gamescom conference. I assume this first conference though will probably be around February, like 12th, 20th, something like that, just so they can show off the console design, games that are coming out. I do expect The Last of Us Part 2 to be ported eventually, just because that's like a big game. And maybe like what they can do is do a port of The Last of Us Part 2, or I guess a port doesn't really make sense if the console's going to be backwards compatible. You could just use the PS4 game and do what the PlayStation 4 Pro does with just regular PS4 games, where it just enhances the visuals, FPS and all that stuff. So yeah, that was fucking stupid. If it's gonna be compatible with the PS4, which I definitely think it will, there's no reason for them to make a port of The Last of Us Part 2. But what they could do, is create its own separate like online game for PlayStation 5. Obviously, PS4 users can play it too, but like it'll be like promoted in a big way on PlayStation 5. I don't know, maybe I'm just fucking talking out of my ass. I would really love a new fucking Sly Cooper game, because the one that they put out for PS Vita was pretty good. Cenzaro Games are fucking looking at you. Where's my Sly 5 or Sly whatever the fuck they're up to right now? And this is so reaching it, but fucking Jack and Daxter. Like, completely redone like what they did with Crash and Spyro would be fucking sick, boys. Because that's my favorite video game franchise, if you guys don't know Jack and Daxter. So if they did something like that, I know damn well I'm going to be buying both of the consoles day of launch, day one. But I'm just super excited to see like what the PS5 looks like, just because we haven't seen a design, and then like all the launch games that are coming out with it. As for Nintendo, these motherfuckers are 100% going to release a Switch Pro. That might be during one of their E3 directs, but it's gonna happen for sure, because if they want to be able to really expand the Switch's life, they're gonna need a Switch Pro, at least to compete with the newer consoles. But maybe they're fucking taking their sweet ass time for a Switch too. You never know, because games on Switch sell. So if developers see that games are selling, they're gonna fucking make their game work on the original Switch. So maybe that's Nintendo's tactic. They're like, fuck it. We know our games do well on Switch, and developers want that fucking cash, especially early on PS5 and Series X. They're audience won't be as big as the PS4 and Xbox One, and the Switch will technically have a bigger audience. So I don't see why developers wouldn't want to continue making games on the original Switch. But as time goes on, I feel like Nintendo definitely needs to announce a Switch Pro or a Switch 2. So balls in your court, Nintendo. By the way, I fucking love the Switch. It's probably my favorite console in a long time from Nintendo because I just love being able to take that shit everywhere I go. But yeah, next generation, man, I'm really fucking excited for it. I love gaming. I don't do it as much as I used to, but PlayStation 4, I played a shit ton of that. I think my favorite game from the PS4 generation is probably God of War. Funny enough. I haven't played Last of Us Part 2 yet, and I feel like that's going to take the cake. But God of War, Spider-Man, Uncharted 4. I feel like a lot of people don't really pay attention to Uncharted 4. Those were fucking solid games. As for Xbox, didn't really play that many Xbox One games. I do have a gaming PC, so if I find a game that I'm interested in, I'd probably just get it on my PC. But I do want to buy the Series X and give that a shot because it does look really fucking cool. And I'm so happy Microsoft learned from their mistake back in 2013 because, Jesus, they got fucked up, dog. They got fucked. As for when it comes to predictions of choosing who will win this generation, I think Sony will take the cake just because Sony has some fucking strong first party studios. Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, like Sucker Punch. Oh yeah, their new like fucking Ghost game looks amazing. Ghost of Tsushima, I think. Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica. They have really Guerrilla Games, really strong first party exclusives, first party developers. Microsoft bought a bunch, so maybe they're gonna start giving it to Sony. But I feel like my personal opinion, I think Naughty Dog is top developer, like better than Rockstar, better than Ninja Theory. I think Naughty Dog, in terms of like what they've done, is fucking incredible. So Naughty Dog alone like gives Sony a huge boost. But like I said, Sony's got a bunch of first party, like they got Uncharted, Last of Us, God of War, Gran Turismo, Horizon, Spider-Man. Like they're on fucking fire. Days Gone I really enjoyed too. Microsoft, all I can really think of is Forza, Gears, and Halo, and maybe you fucking love those titles. Good for you. But growing up, I've always just been more interested in the Sony franchises, and I think PlayStation will take the win just because of how well they've been doing with PlayStation 4. And I feel like if they carry that on to PS5, there's no reason why they shouldn't, especially if the price is so appealing, like $400. Holy shit. As for Microsoft, they're doing great too. Like Phil Spencer's a great fucking leader for that company, and they really did need him. So yeah, just keep making consumer friendly decisions, and I think Microsoft, I don't think they'll beat Sony, but I think they'll do pretty well. Pretty damn fucking well. Anyways, those are some of my opinions on the next generation consoles, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. I'm looking forward to Sony's conference, hopefully coming soon, and then E3. I can't believe Sony's not going to be at E3, but it just shows that it's dying down. This also, in my opinion, I think this might be Microsoft's last E3 press conference just because they really want to push their new console, and E3 is like a big enough stage for them to do that. But afterwards, I feel like they got to come up with their own thing. I know they have Inside Xbox, but I've always felt that those are way too long, and Sony's State of Play definitely needs some type of spark. So maybe conference sometime in February, and then like a State of Play announcing some cool PS5 launch games, something like that. Yeah, those are my thoughts, boys. Small episode, but gotta get the ball rolling. Thought I'd kick it old school, take a look at back season 1, and talk about consoles again, talk about video games. Cause fun fact, originally Avyx was going to be a video game podcast, but there's too many of those fuckers around, so had to switch it up on them hoes. I want to thank you all for listening to the very first episode of Season 4. Avyx is back. Fucking throw your panties in the air. Don't forget, eat ass with a spoon. I'll see you next time.